What's good, YouTube? So, I know it's rough to have your notifications on my channel since every single day I've been shouting out the stream. I just want to thank you guys so much that have been joining, that have been hitting the follow button. And I want to say, look at that number, 6,000. It may not seem like a lot to you, but we've increased our followers over 788 people within just the past 2 weeks. So I want to thank you guys so much for putting up with me. For those of you who haven't been to the streams, some interesting things have been happening. A Malefic deck got beat down by a moose with hands. We actually had a Phantom Beast deck building challenge. So, for those of you that have been joining, there's been some wacky adventures, some awesome adventures. I've learned Magicians thanks to you guys. I've learned Cosmo True Draco thanks to you guys. But, more importantly, let's get into a real shout out. Kamina Cat is back with some regular content, aka not Yu-Gi-Oh, but I just wanted to shout out Kamina Cat. Love ya. I like what you're doing with your new stuff. Definitely hard to do this kind of stuff on YouTube. Animation and the likes, and it's so much work. He puts so much work into his videos. So you might want to check that out if you're a 101 fan, a Kamina Cat fan. Go ahead and check that out. But let's go ahead and get into our regularly scheduled market watch here, boys. And I'll make that look a little nicer. So Artifact Scythe is getting bought out. You only have 20 total prices here for the ultra rare, and we have 11 total prices on one super and 6 total prices on another. Its price hasn't jumped too drastically. We do see a 350 before they've disappeared pretty much, so this might be a newer listing from Wild Things. But you see market price 283 on the Mega Pack one. Not so much anymore, and quickly rising from there. We have a few lower ones here around the $3 mark as well before it's $4 plus a pretty big jump there as well. I think the mentality here is, well, you don't have to summon from the extra deck if your opponent can't. Link format, I'm not playing Link format, my Scythe will protect me. Well, we'll see. But realistically, it's pretty darn good in any format walking out the extra deck. It's good against pretty much anything except True Draco. We see out of all of them, 3, 350, and 4. That's a quick rise. So these are probably newer listings as well, because everything else is 4 and up. It goes up real quickly. So if you've been sleeping on it, if you have artifact stuff, you just got those new Sanctums. It makes sense too, because everybody's got Sanctum around now. If you don't have the Scythes to go with those new Sanctums, you might want to get on that, or at least trade for them. It's something that I could see impacting the meta at some point, but I think it'll go back down over time if it doesn't. But there's tons of Sanctums around now. This is kind of actually the harder card to get compared to Sanctum. Bountiful Artemis Ultimate is up. I thought about getting myself a nice playset while it was $18, and now it is $28. You see that nice market price of $17. The hype is real because we have new cards that directly become so amazing for counter fairies. There's a continuous spell that's just busted, but you still gotta draw that. And then there's a new counter trap card that's really amazing as well. Haven't checked what Super Artemis looks like. Let's look together. Oh, it's up there. 34 market price, but everything's light play. We'll look at the eBay price while we wait for that to load. $25, so you can get it way cheaper. TCG sold out quicker, but there's only a few cheaper listings before it hits that 30 point. So you might want to get on that one if you think counter fairies really are going to be the most hyped thing ever. But at the same time, I could see it trickling down because we're not going to see that structure deck in the US for a very long time. Expect this to get re-hyped around then. Yeah, I kind of expect the whoosh on it, the Nike whoosh on its graph, so to come. But the super, no near mints exist over here. So it's completely gone. That's understandable. It's always been hard to get. DR04. I don't know that there were many or any to begin with. None on eBay, but we've got a graded one. Real nice. Nobody's cracking that open to play with. Just a 9, huh? But definitely if you have the supers, I guess you could maybe set the market. We got a UK seller here at 80 though, and more OP packs. So he puts it up. So in case you were interested in the DR4, you'll see his OP one. I hate when sellers do that. Don't do that. Just list the set you have it at, Zangoose. I respected you. Windwitch Ice Spell has cooled way down, back to $11. People realize it's still a possibility for the Megatons, but we still haven't seen it despite so many Megatons having been opened. $8.64, so only a $3 rise. If you were really scared of not seeing it before, since we haven't seen it in a Megaton spoiler, if you're really scared of not having this, now may be time to get your playset at $11. If it's not in the tins, Windwitch Invoked is one of the best decks for Link format still. It's really good, doesn't get hit at all. That Crystal Wing is easily accessible. If you were really scared of not having this card because of its high price point, that shows you just what could happen should it not be in there. Try to get your set locally for 30 right now. And we see 10 here. I don't have it on price plus shipping lowest first, but already for 10 in the near mint range. Didn't put Ian in my title. We got some bids too. So $10, $10, $12, $12, and then quickly going up there as well all the way through. Not many low listings since it still was just recently bought out. I kind of expect it to not be in the Megatons. We haven't seen any of the trio. Chiwen has spiked through the roof as Dinglong has fallen back down. Dinglong is at like $8 right now. I didn't bother pulling up its graph, but people decided to go for the piece that for sure wasn't in the Megatons for now, and we're like, Chiwen, I remember you. You were just $5 a bit ago. Now you're $10. Just a week ago, now you're about $20. $18 resting here, $16 resting here. Much cheaper on eBay, $12 before it goes to $14. But this is a brand new listing. It's going to get snapped up real quick. So $14 new listing, $14. These are all new listings. So the cooldown's begun on eBay and hasn't been snapped up yet. But then we go quickly to 15 to 16. There's a lot of quantities of this card. A lot of people who will be wanting to sell this card. But at the same time, dinosaurs are truly getting hyped. They just won Worlds. And they really could be the future of the meta should they not be hit on the ban list. But could Worlds give Konami the right to hit it on the ban list? We've seen it before. Probably not. I don't think it'll be getting hit heavily on the ban list. There's no real good way to hit this. You only need 1 to 2 Chiwens, realistically. Depending on the engine you're playing, you only need 2 to 1 Dinglongs. You can play just 1 Dinglong. So there's not really a good way to hit this engine, as I've said before. And, man, the price is really getting up there for him. Now, a card that a lot of people have forgotten about the dinosaurs that was a $25 card and is now resting at $15, $14.50, $15, $15-ish, is High Speed Roy Chambara. If you don't have yours now, seeing the prices of stuff like Chiwen pop up, you might want to pick this up. You'll still have this in your extra deck. It still enables a second getting 2 dinosaurs to the graveyard for Conductor. This attacking directly with Conductor is still game. So if they don't have any feasible back row, you Slumber, you Overraptor, pitch Miscellaneous Source, and all you have to have is Miscellaneous Source or Conductor in hand with this play. Yeah, OTK, that's over 8,000 damage. So this still gets you to 2 in graveyard, and it's your offensive option instead of Dinglong. Don't forget about this card. Don't you forget about High Speed Roy Chambara. $16, $16, $17. So it is cheaper to pick yours up for now on TCG Player. Only 20 total prices. There are very few on market. 19 total prices over here. There's not a lot of these. It was 25 before. Just think, if you seriously intend to play the deck, don't wait and have to spend $10 more. Gem Knight Lazuli is spiking up more and more. Yesterday, I think it was a low of, I want to say 3-something, 390. So it's gone up another $1 from yesterday since I started watching it. We have it at only 50-ish cents more for the DT. So that doesn't usually make sense. Usually, whenever you see a card like this, where the DT is only $1 more instead of like 3, the hype's not real. The hype's not really there. But if you've slept on this card and you think you're going to be using it, using Brilliant Fusion for Star Grails, get back a piece with Lazuli, might as well pick up a DT version right now or wait for it to cool down, if it's going to cool down. The Star Grails did get extra hyped, and now people are picking up the extra pieces, it looks like. We have From Canada at 378 before we go to 440 and quickly rise to start to match the $5 price points because we're already at 6. So there's only a couple of cheap ones on eBay, 14 total listings. So it was a pretty much complete buyout, 16 total prices, 11 total prices. So I guess go with the DT if you're going with the DT. Although I do have HA07, so let's see DT. We'll just check that out. $5, $5. That's cheaper than TCG Player Supers. Just saying, something's wrong. Even though there's only 12 listings, something's wrong there. And finally, I do want to shout out BCT RFS here for making me look at Cosmos. I hadn't looked at a while. Tin Can's been sitting at a stable 1075. Quickly goes up there. But something that he pointed out on his Market Watch that I completely missed. I've shouted this out when it happened way back when. And I'll shout it out every time it happens. First eds are at $5. Quantity of 7. I almost want to buy them for myself, but I'm going to give you guys the chance to buy them instead of me, because $5 is insane for a first ed secret that is a 1 per box. 1 docs was 1 secret per box. 515, 7 copies. 514, 1 copy. Near mint. Looks real nice. If you don't have these, you should get them. Dark Eclipser is more than Dark Destroyer. I mean, yes, there's an alternate version of Dark Destroyer to get, but just have your first ed secret if you're going to play this deck. It'll look real nice. You'll be proud of it. But Tin Can being at $11 is kind of more of an eyebrow raiser to me than either of the other pieces. Ultra Rare, I guess, never got reprinted. One of the key pieces, you run 2 to 3 typically. You're almost never running 1. I've been playing Cosmo True Draco, and I've been having a ton of fun. I'd love to own this in real life, but at these prices, I'm not going to pick it up for fun. But Cosmo could be a true contender if we get some pieces back off this ban list. Unlikely, in my opinion. They typically don't unban stuff so soon, but at the same time, it's still a really strong engine on its own. I think it was said best. I think GCD said if True Draco and Zoo go out of the way, it is a contender. But that doesn't mean it'll be one of the best, but it could be a contender. So thanks for watching, guys. Hopefully you enjoyed this Market Watch. What did you think about everything? Counter Fairy hype, Artifact hype, Lazuli hype, Chiwen hype, Ice Spell cooldown, again, Chambar is cheap compared to what it was during Dinosaur hype format, where it did nothing. But realistically, Dinosaurs will probably be the top deck if it doesn't get a preemptive hit. Thanks for watching, guys. Hopefully you enjoyed this.